Hey, everybody. Good to see you. I am so happy to be back. And while I was gone, they changed something in my program so that it played the video right away. So, anyway, here we are. Let's go see who's here. Hey, Charlotta. Hi, Raylene. I don't know. Hey, Liz. Yes, it's good to be home. There's Laura. Laura, I used your watercolors. We had such a good time. It was kind of crazy, but a good time all around. And it's good to be home though. I'm sleeping in my own bed. It was amazing. Yes. Hi, Louise. Hi, Linda. I thought these guys are gonna forget me. Oh, what a pretty ride it was down that river. It was nothing like what I thought it would be. Well, it was kind of like, but you just can't picture it until you do it. So anyway, it didn't start out so hot, but we got kicked off, our flight got canceled, we had to get another plane, our luggage got lost for 6 days, which was a giant pain. But we got over it, and then we got sick. But we didn't miss anything. We just kept doing it. Oh, thank you, Charlotta. Anyway, I am excited because I went over to Walgreens today and I got a 300 and something photos printed out. And I kind of wish I had done a smaller size, but I'll talk about that in a minute. Hey, Dorothy, how are you? Hi, Sandy. Yes, it's good to be back. Hi, Leslie. I didn't see you there. Hey, Winter. Yeah, it was that Viking is, to the detail. Everything was just super duper fancy and right on. So we would have to save up again because it was expensive, way more than our usual cruises. But, the details were really nice. We didn't have to get anything they took care of everything. They gave you a ride from the airport to the boat and the boat to the airport. And, anyway, it was really nice. Hey, Diane, how are you? Thank you, Dorothy. I am very happy to be back. Hey, Karen Gartland. I can't remember if I said hi. My brain is going. We have been watching the only things they had on the boat to watch TV. And, when we were sick, we were just kind of laying there. We were having naps and stuff. But we started watching Downton Abbey again. You got a Viking catalog in the mail the other day. Once you hear it, it's like everywhere. But yes, the tours were great too. And every day you would get up and there was a free tour of like whatever town you were in. And that was really nice because they had guides from whatever town you landed in. And, they had all these great details that you never would have gotten on your own. Because usually when we get off in a place, we just like get off the boat and walk around. But they showed a bunch of places we couldn't have gotten into. And anyway, it was really, really cool. So I know, Raylene, we watched it before we started over again. The only thing was, I think I'm losing my hearing because you could hardly hear it. I had to sit right up to the thing and we had maxed out the volume on it and my husband could hear and I couldn't. And I'm like, what is wrong with me? I could not hear it. Anyway, we came home and the first thing we did was we blasted it on our TV and put the closed captions because we couldn't do it. And it was fine then. So anyway, I'm kind of nervous. But we had a great time. We got back late Sunday night. It was a long day because it was like a regular day plus 6 hours because we came back. But anyway, it's good to be here. My son has moved to Texas, but we've been talking to him every day and he was here while we weren't, and so he took care of stuff. And I want to thank Debbie for doing all the Etsy orders, and to Lisa, I want to say thanks, and the team for filling in while I was gone, because they did a great job. So anyway, I want to make a journal. Well, I made it the night before I left. I was like, I will be more apt to write in it if I have the actual journal. So I just want to walk you through how I did it, and then we can talk about how I want to fill it up. Your hearing is the same. Got your TV loud all the time. I don't know. Hey, Brenda, did I say hi? Yes, Karen. UK is my next big trip. I need to get on a call with them. And I think I saw Linda Cooper. Are you here? Hey, there's Pam Bray. And guess what? I have some stuff to show you from Pam Bray, which I didn't have for the release party. So we're going to do that in a minute. But what I thought I would do is just kind of, I was going to show you what I bought, but I've kind of already assimilated that into my stuff. So I'll show you in a minute. Hey, Janet, how are you? I did get a couple really cool books of paper, and I have never seen them like this here. It's kind of like, I'm not sure, maybe if we have a German person here to interpret this, but it may mean that it's wrapping paper. I'm not sure, because it's like a big sheet of it. But anyway, maybe somebody can help me with that, because I actually have an app on my phone where you can look at, I think it's called Lens, I'm not sure, but anyway, you can scan like you take a picture of it and it translates it, or it tells you what it is. Anyway, we had to use stuff like that, because most places they spoke English, but there were a couple places where they didn't, so I felt really dumb. But that's all right. Okay, so let me turn on the light and turn this camera on, and we can take a look at this, and we can also see these books. Let me show you these first, and then I'll show you Pam's stuff. All right, these, well, actually, let's do Pam's stuff first. All right, these are so cute, guys. Look at this. Look at this adorable album. And Pam, this was so smart that you chopped it off shorter, because this looks like the passport book size when you do it like this. Oh, okay. All right, Karen. You want to see what I got at the craft store? It's mixed in, Leslie, but I'll see what I can find. All right. So this is the first project of Pam's. And she's got that little color wheel, and she used the same journal that we're going to do today, but you can see it's a little bit thinner. And I love that idea. I wouldn't have thought of it. And this is some mat board that we had a long time ago, Crescent Cardboard, that I used to work for. They were testing out this mat board, and so they sent it to some of the team, and Pam still had hers, so she used that. And then she did this, the two wheels. So then inside she made these adorable little notebooks, and this paper is really pretty. I don't know where this is from, but she used this the little swatch card, kind of a circle one, and the paintbrush and a stamp. And then these little notebooks fit, and I think, Pam, did you get them on Amazon? I think Pam is very versed in Amazon. And there she just used the plain circle as kind of a background. And these are really cute. And then she used the swatch card here, and then just markered in some colors. And here is a nice quick little notebook. And she bound it like a traveler's notebook, so you can take these books in and out if you want. You know, very cute. I love this paper. Pam, what paper is it? Is it Minte? You usually lower the volume during the night. No, you're sensitive to loud sounds late at night. I know, our ears are just, they've had a long life of hearing stuff. This one is so cute, and I love this idea of using these as citrus fruits. No, I don't know if that's supposed to be there. I'm thinking no. Okay. So look at this. She just cut them and used them as lemons. You totally get the idea. I love that. And then she used a little heart piece and the hinge here and that hinge there and the golden opportunity stamp. And this is also cool paper. Just really nice and sturdy and just so pretty and springy, you know? So there's that. Now look at this one. This is so cool. And she just did some little doodling here. And this is for her BFF. And I think any way you turn this, it's going to be BFF. And here's some pretty little flowers. Looks like they're from the last collection. And then this almost looks like a paint chip, doesn't it? I love this. And then she used also that little piece from the lock piece from the journal hardware die. So I love how Pam just has the touch of adding all these elements to make this really cool collection. I mean, like I just love how she did the colors here. Just really pretty. Good job, Pam. Brenda says, Pam, these are lovely projects. Oh, Jennifer, thank you. I'm glad to be back too. I mean, it was fun. I'm not going to lie. Look at this. This is so cute. All right, so this is like a little journal of swatch cards. So she has a little color wheel, little baby color wheel here and the swatch card and all these different things that she layered so nicely. And then each of these are swatch cards. So there's a lot of them too. How many, Pam? Like 24 or something? More than that, maybe? A lot. All of these. So you could catalog all of your markers, or you could do different books for each category, you know, like your Copic markers. You could do like a range of them and put the little numbers out here, like yellow, green, 12 or whatever, you know, so do the green on this page and the blues here and the pinks and yellows and grays. And I mean, such a cute idea and a great size. I just think this is adorable. 24 swatch cards. Okay. Yes, I really like this a lot. So very, very cute. This very pretty paper too. All right, so there's that. Then she also made this box, which is so sturdy. I mean, it looks like a double decker or double width, Pam. Is it, did you, on the back or inside covers, it says the products and name of the paper. Of course, why would I don't know. Let's see. I don't see it in here, but it must be in this one. She always does label stuff. Maybe it's here. All right, where is it? I don't know. Is it in the box, maybe? It's still upstairs. All right, well, it's pretty no matter what. So you could actually use this to keep your cards in, you know? It's, let's see, it should be about 6 inches wide. Or, wait a minute. It's 6 inches. Little less. So you could fit a good batch of cards in here. You know? I know. I love that swatch book. Where would that be, Pam? I know you do that. Well, anyway. They're cute. Do you remember what they are, Pam? Did you say? You were in a rush. That's okay. Well, these are beautiful. So I will be bringing these to my next trade show, wherever that may be. And thank you, Pam, so much. It's, you know, it's so much prettier when you see it in person. I'm not kidding. Okay, so let's look at what we're going to use tonight for tonight's project. And this is going to be a couple nights worth, guys, because this is going to take me a while. All right. The first thing I used was this Biggs XL handbound journal die. And we're going to be using that in a minute, so you'll see what it looks like. We used a piece of real leather, veg tan leather. And what I did was I cut it in half, and I used one side. I might have used 1.5. I'm trying to think of how I spread that out. I measured it carefully to use the most, you know what I mean? How did I do that? Maybe I put the spine over here. Anyway, I was able to get it, I think, out of one sheet of the veg tan leather, which I have in the Etsy store if you need any of this, okay? Let me look on my blog. Pam, that's okay. Don't worry about it. Oh, hey. Oh, thanks, Janine. Okay. There you go. Pam, it must be Wanderlust papers from 49 and Market. There you go. Well, thanks, Janine, for jumping in there. Okay. And then I also used this keys folder, which, as you recall, these are keys from my dad's house. I had a big old jar of keys when he passed away, and I was cleaning out the house, and so we made a folder out of it, and I love this one. So that's what I used on my cover. I also rubbed some luster wax on top, and I used, I don't think it was this color, but I used a mark or a stamp pad to color this, and then I added my, how did I do this? See, that was the problem. I should have been videotaping when I did my original book, but I think what happened was I inked my folder, and so the ink went into the recess, so it was debossed. And then when I was done, I thought, it needs a little something, and so I added the luster wax, which went on top. Yeah, I think that's I'm pretty sure that's what I did. And then I just rubbed the stamp pad over my binding. So that's what that looks like. Okay. Hey, Amy Powers, good to see you. All right. So that's how we made the journal. And it's nice and squishy. And then the paper that I used was when we were painting the bathroom, I had to go over to Sherwin-Williams and pick up the paint. And I found this paper that's really thick, this craft paper. Oh, here's a little daisy that I pressed while I was in somewhere. Can't remember where. But I want to put that somewhere so I don't lose it and squish it. But this paper is so sturdy, and that's why I want to use this for the base of the book, because my thought was that I would make little, this is from the die, and that I'm going to make one of these for each day of the trip, so I can then, stick it in my journal, and I know where I was for that day. And I've got little maps and all kinds of stuff from the trip. So let me just show you this book that I found. These were in like the museums. One was in a gift shop and one was in a museum, but it's really light paper. And so I just cut it. It is like gift wrap, but it's pretty. I don't know why else they would have these sheets, but I like how it laid out because it goes this way, which you'll see in a minute, but that was handy. Also, I wanted to apologize for the lack of sound on my video that I did and posted with the one-page wonder. I don't know what happened, and I don't know if I can save it. Isn't that pretty? So, if you watch it, it has the measurements in it, but maybe I can do something. I don't know. So does anybody know what that means? Zauberhafte Geschen, I don't know. Anyway, it's really pretty. And this one was in a castle store. The castles were amazing and really kind of creepy. They had like all of the knights' outfits, all of the weapons that they use, the torture stuff. I mean, really creepy, but interesting. Anyway, this is what I got over there, so I thought that I would make this part of my book too. Okay. Hey, Claire, how are you? Yeah, I like these. So they are light, but that's okay. Now today I went to Walgreens and I got 2 boxes of photos. And I got the 4x6 because it will fit in here, and I figured, well, I'll wind up trimming some down, and I will, but like they're really big. So I am going to do a lot of cropping, I think. But isn't that pretty? Even if I chop that there. This is a map of where we were. Bamberg, that was cool. Look at that flower. They were perfect. I have a lot of flowers. That's some kind of gargoyle. Anyway, I have a ton of pictures. I took a lot. And this was fun. This was crazy. I was sitting at dinner, like one of the first nights we were there, and this lady walked by, lady, friend, woman, and her, Lydia, and she said, "Eileen?" And I said, "Yeah." And I thought, do I know her? And it turns out she lives in California, right near Frank Garcia's store. And her friend was watching a video that she did in Vienna. And her friend Rosemary said, "Hey, I saw Eileen in that same place. Are you guys on the cruise together?" And she said, "I don't know." And then when she got on the boat, there I was. So it turns out it was so funny because the next day we were going on some kind of thing where I needed shoes, and we had I didn't have luggage. And so I said, "I'm worried that I'm going on this trip and I don't, it was an excursion. I didn't have shoes." And she's like, "Well, what size are you?" And I said 9.5. And she takes her shoes off and she's like, "Here, I have more shoes." So she lent me her shoes. And then it turned out she was in the room across from us. It was so crazy. And then Hayward and her husband Mark were drinking the beers together. Anyway, we had a great time. And I was so happy that I met her. So Lydia, I'm thinking about you and hope I see you in California. So this is the store that she found in one of the towns, which I can't remember what it was, but it was like a combination art craft store, had everything in there. And I did take some photos, but I'm not sure I printed all of them. But anyway, it was beautiful. So that was a fun day. Then we got sick. Oh well. But look at all these photos I have. So I can use these in, this was the neatest place. This was in my favorite store. My favorite town, Cologne. And they had this bridge with hundreds of thousands of these locks all over the place. E-bikes, yes. We were going the e-bike, yes. Thank you. I know, it was a way small world. Hey, Tammy Davis, good to see you. Okay, good. That's wrapping paper. Thank you, Karen. How will you journal your lack of clothes in a suitcase? Actually, magical gift wrap. Ooh, that's nice. I bought a stamp in that store that was a suitcase. So I don't know how I'm going to do that. But look at all these. You engrave your name on it and then you lock it on the this bridge, and it means that your love lasts forever. So I was there for just hours looking at all of these locks, and I wish we had one to put there, but I didn't know anything about it. But that was one of my favorite places. The town was just so cool. And this is not even anything. I just took a million pictures. And then this was leading up because they were running out of room on the bridge. And there was a train going by. There was a whole bunch of people there just hanging out. It was just the most fun. And then we got almost to the boat and I'm like, what is that noise? Well, it turns out there were parrots that were just flying around free. I guess they had gotten out of the zoo at one point, and then they just started breeding, and there were millions of them, and they were squawking and just in the trees everywhere. So it was just like that every day, all this fun stuff going on. So this is half of my photos, so I have to go through them and kind of put them in order of what town is what. That was going into a windmill, and that's some watercolors we did. I actually, one day we had Laura, people were looking at me because I used your watercolors that you gave me, and they were stopping by to say what's going on here. And so we had a little class. I don't know if I can find it. That was weird. That was right in front of a church. It's like, have some decency here. That was a, look at the colors on that stained glass. Anyway, I'll never find it when I'm looking for it, but we did sit on the deck and we painted, and it was really fun. Look at that foxglove. So anyway, yes, I cannot wait to go through these. I need to tour Scotland and all the islands in an RV. I know I would love it. I know it. All right, so let's just go through. This is one thing that I found. I did find a Flying Tiger store, which I love. That one was in, I don't know what store. It was kind of early on, and I did go in and I found these stamps, and I got them because I thought this would be a cool way to kind of document each day. So if you notice, this is a label from the die. Let me put these down. So let me just show you the die. This is how I made the book and the already the wires are driving me crazy. All right, so here's how I made the book. You know, I did 2 covers out of the leather. I did one of the spine, and I did use the full amount because, I mean, I might need 2 of them if I start getting crazy with the photos and the ephemera, which I have a whole envelope full of. So these are those labels. This one does not work as well with that square. You know, it takes up kind of the whole circle there, but it fits just right on here. So I cut some of these out of that craft construction paper, whatever it is. And I also want to show you how I did the book covers. So let me just move this here. All right, so these are papers that I cut out of those books, and I'm not sure what I want to use yet, so I did a couple of them. This is you know, tulips. I thought, I mean, I was in Kinderdijk, which is in Amsterdam. That was the one that had all of the windmills and stuff. So all I did was I cut off a little bit from the end of that magical wrapping paper, and I just folded this into the middle and, you know, try and get it straight. And then we're just going to cut them, and we can stack all of them and cut them at one time, and then whichever ones we want to use, we can. So what have you guys been doing? I have not kept up. The internet was not very good, I will say. It was okay, but a lot of people would get on at night, and then, you know, and we were tired, and I mean, we were walking all day. So many steps every day. I felt very healthy. And then we came home and we're like, we have to keep walking. Have we done it? No. All right. Wait a minute. Yeah. Okay. So this is 3 sets of little papers. All right. So what I did was I laid them with the fold, because there's one that has, well, they all have folds, but this is the major one here. And then these are the folded over into the middle ones. So I'm going to take that and set that right on my page here, and I'm going to go right up to that hole. Now we might have to trim some of these, but it's okay. All right, wait a minute. I got to turn this around so you know I can't go that way. And we're just going to cut them all at one time. So we can make a book page out of this, or we can cover our little book covers. I probably could use those, but I'm going to get rid of them. Okay. So now we have a little fold over page, and we have these pieces for front and back if we want to use these in our book. So let's just see what we want to do here, because I covered one just to make sure it would work. Might have to trim it a little. So this is how I did this one. And then I cut it down a little bit just to make it have like a mat around the edge. And so when you cut it, you have front and back. So here's back and here's front. So you would just stick that on, and I would probably trim it down again a little bit. So, you know, so it fits just nice. Like that. But yeah, I would cut a little here, and some here. So I'll just put that on my paper trimmer. Well, let's just do it so you can see. There's my trimmer. I brought a lot of supplies, guys. I was kind of glad I had them, but I didn't use nearly as many as I thought. But it's good to have them anyway. Be prepared. And then just a tiny bit off the top and bottom. Just so there's like a little, you know, mat around it. It was fun because when we were in Kinderdijk, you know, before we got to Amsterdam, in Amsterdam we were only there like a couple hours and then we had to leave, which honestly I was kind of okay with it. It was a long time, and every day we had something to do. Like we were going every minute, which is good that we had plenty to do, but also I would have liked to have hung out and read a book, but I didn't know it wasn't that kind of trip. But I mean, I'm glad I didn't miss anything. All right, so now these I think would be ready. Yeah, that's just right. Okay, now I use just a glue stick to put these on. And they got a little wrinkly. Nothing much going on over here. Charlotta, I was so close to you. I was flying almost because we got to, what do you call it? You know, sent to Copenhagen instead of, I forget where we were supposed to go. See, this is why I have to do a book right away. We were going to fly into, where was it? It's on my paper somewhere. Good Lord, how can I not remember that? The fun thing was we got to go to the lounge because my husband, because he has like frequent flyer, he joined this thing where you can go in and get like soda, Diet Coke and cookies while you wait for your plane. And it was quite nice. And because it worked with the airline that we were in Copenhagen, we got to go to that one too. And it was just nice and quiet. We could put our stuff down. So good reason to do a lot of flying. But yeah, I still can't remember where we were supposed to go into. It was Austrian Airlines. We sat on the ground for 3 hours. And then they're like, oh, we can't fix the plane. Get off. Like, oh, I have to do this again? Ugh. And I could not sleep on that plane, but oh well. We were excited to get there. And then we were excited because we couldn't find our luggage. Not in a good way. You just don't realize, like, they had a toothbrush and they had like a bathrobe, but no pajamas. But a friend lent me some, so that was really nice. Not Lydia, another friend, because we were traveling with 4 other couples, and I hadn't met her yet, but she was my friend because she lent me pajamas. But, you know, like, I wash my hair, and then it's like, I don't have a curling iron. I look horrible. So then I went and bought a curling iron. All right, so which one do you think? All right, I like those. Do you think the tulips? That was the end of the trip. That's kind of doesn't go with that, though. I think I'll do that one because I love that one. You need choices, yes. You are in case of... Well, everybody said, didn't you have air tags? It's like, no, I didn't have air tags. I'm a loser. I've never had my stuff not arrive. Wait, what did I do with my... Where did I put my... Oh, filled it. Because if you had air tags in your luggage, you would be able to track where they were. Which, you know, honestly, it doesn't help me. If I know where they are, I still can't get them. But it would have been good to know, because one of them, it said after a couple days, like, they didn't even know there was no tag at all, like no tracking number for my big suitcase with my clothes in it. That was not good. And then the next day, it all showed up, every one of them. And I was so happy. But we had already gone shopping to replace the underwear and just shirts, a pair of pants. I wore the same thing for 6 days. Ay, ay, ay. What a poor me. But I will say, it was not fun doing that. But anyway. Yes, at least I eventually got it all. That is correct. Yeah, these go nice. All right, that's good. Aren't they pretty? So I'm thinking I'll divide it up into like 3 sections, but I kind of have to see how this is going to work first. You know, I might have too much stuff, but I can always add in pages. Oops. This feels like wallpaper. Hi, Brenda Sawyer. How are you? Good to see you. Oh, I might have chopped off a little too much from that one, but oh well. That still looks pretty. That is beautiful. So, you know, if I have to add in more pages, I can do that. I have room, but it's going to be a big one, probably. That's all right. It was a big trip. It was 15 days, plus the traveling. So, oh, I chopped off the bird. Oh, well. But that could be like that, shoot, is that upside down? Maybe that was supposed to be the front. Oh, well, you can't even tell. Delta lets you track your luggage. Yes, I heard about that. But we didn't have Delta. We had Scandinavian Airlines. Well, we had Austrian, and then they contacted SAS and said, hey, we have extra people. We need to move them out. Can you take them? So they did. Thank you, SAS. And they were trying to find the luggage, but it didn't get loaded on. We just didn't have time to go down and get it. So it, never hooked up. But these look cute. Okay, so that's one thing I want to do. And then I think I want to use this as kind of a guideline for the rest of the little, labels. I did get some new markers in the Copenhagen, Flying Tiger Copenhagen. And look at this one. Isn't that the cutest little pen? I think it erases too, but it's this bright pink, but I loved it. And what else? These are older ones, but anyway, I thought let's do this in white just for a little contrast. And here is my block somewhere. Yeah, here it is. All right, so I had 2 Sundays. So I have to cut more of these because I thought maybe that would work, but I don't think it's gonna. That's all right. But I'll just do one and you can see how they're not that hard. And, you do yours however you want. All right, so there's Sunday. And the trick is to remember where I was, whatever day, because it all started blurring into, I don't know the name of that town where I was yesterday. All right, so this is Monday. So I'm just going to put that on the end here. All right. So let's see, Monday was the 19th. I'm just going to write in here. And this, oh, it's writing a little better now. All right, so what was the next town? Oh boy, I think it was Vienna. You know what? I'm going to look on my thing. But I just went around and kind of did a little border here. And just to kind of define that a little bit. But this was not, I hope that's not running out of ink. Because it doesn't look very thick. But anyway, just for fun. And then, I would just do Vienna, I'd probably sketch it in with pencil and then do lines on top and bottom. And then I would have a page for that in my little journal. All right. But I want to show you some of the other things that I got that I need to fit in here besides the photos. So I think I need to do a travel day because we left on Saturday, and then I want to list lost our luggage or whatever. Let me show you some of the stuff. I kept my tags, and I don't know how I'm going to do this because they're very bulky, but I kept all of these messed up things that they had, like expedite baggage rush, which they didn't do. Taking photos. Yes, that's a good idea. I can try to find a sign with the name of the city. That is a great idea, Charlotta. Oh, yeah, I could do that, but I don't have it on me right now. Anyway, I have it, but I'm afraid somebody's going to call me. Yeah, look at this. This was from one bag. All of these tags. Lufthansa. We didn't even go on Lufthansa. Okay, I don't know where that came in, but let's Somebody had it. Priority. That's a joke. But I want to get these on a page somehow. What I probably should have done was taken a picture of all this stuff and then put the picture in the book. But I might be able to maybe cut this apart and, somehow get some of this in there. It doesn't have to be all of these, but maybe one of each thing. Well, that's Hayward's anyway. But so that's something that I want to, put in there because it was kind of a joke. So I'll figure that out. And then see what else. I have maps. No, this is some old stuff that I had. Hang on. Yeah, these are places we went. That was a coaster. I think I could make a little pocket out of this, or something. And tuck something in there. Oh, this guy was amazing. He was a glass blower. And so, a belly band. That's a good idea. Yeah, this guy, it was his 7th generation. And he was making, this is him, Hans. We got a selfie with him. So I need to put that in there. That was one of the nights they have, like, every night there's kind of a program, or, they'll have somebody coming in to play classical music or something. So I want to get that in there somehow. Vienna map. We were all over the place. That's where we went shopping for our clothes. This was nice. Everywhere you went, when you left, you could take one of these so you'd know where you lived, which was great. This was that was the subway, which I messed up, but they don't really check you, so I was all right. These are some clothes that I got. Oh, this was Kolsch we went to in Cologne. It's not beer, it's Kolsch. It's very light and very good. That might be the place we went to. Bamberg. So that was all the, they gave you a nice little map to say where everything was. This was, that was Cologne. Oh, Hema, that was a fun store. So I have receipts too, but I got a couple of these because, this was how they figured out what you owed. This was a pretzel, and then every time you got a beer, they did a little check mark. I don't know who that guy is. Showtime. But I kind of like that graphic right there. So it'd be a fun little book. Oh, this is one of our little thing of where to report. Anyway, I don't know. You probably don't care about this. Isn't that pretty, though? That was an abbey that we went to. This was one of the games we played at night, and we didn't do very well. Oh, that was that store, that craft store that we went to. There's another one of them. Anyway, I have a bunch of this. Then one of the afternoons, we just sailed down, and they have 25,000 castles in Germany. Not all working, but another receipt. Anyway, I have a bunch more stuff. Oh, that was because we had to go to the bathroom. We went to a McDonald's. It was €0.50. Anyway, I have a lot of stuff, guys. I don't know how it's going to fit in there, but hopefully it will. I got a couple postcards. That was at the windmill place. That was, I tried to keep, that was Koblenz. Oh, we went on one of those sky things, which I was terrified, but I did it. These are some pages. These are some little watercolors that I did. This was a bag that I got, and I thought that would hold stuff in there. So some of it I can put in there. These are extra pages, but these, where did I write the ones? This is where I wrote, like, where I went, but I don't like how it came out. It looks messy. So anyway, I might redo it. I might not. I might just stick it on a page. But these are some little things I did. Just little sketches, and I should have done, I wanted to do like a little row of houses, but I did one and it was horrible. I didn't do that anymore. But I didn't finish them all, but I can, and I can put them in there, and I'll think of all my fun time going down the river and seeing the castles, and it was fun. This could also be a page in the book, so I can add this in. I can slip this in under one of the those pages. So I'll do more on Thursday. I guess that's all I have. This was a napkin, but I liked it because it had the windmills. So let me just see if there's anything else. I did have some little bags, more luggage tags. This was our little card that we got. Oh, we had to switch ships because they ran out of water, if you can believe it. It was too low, so we started on the Magni and we wound up on the Baldur. Those are from my new clothes that I had to buy because I didn't have. And yeah. Oh, here's some stuff. Oh, this was a fun little store. Look at these cute little paper clips. And these are pen loops. So that was fun. And I put them in the bag. And I tried to save the ones that were really cute, but I just was getting nervous at the end that I couldn't fit everything. These are some more just, I bought a t-shirt. And I thought I could use these little pockets inside too. Laundry service. Well, they let us do laundry for free. So I had a pair of, oh, my husband and I had a pair of pants and a shirt and underwear. So sad. That was in Cologne. Another laundry ticket. This one was pretty. That's where I got the rubber stamp. All right. That's extra stuff. Oh, here it is. This is the stamp that I got that I thought that I could use in there to say I didn't have my luggage. What else? I got some washi tape. Oh, a little thing of stickers. This was in Flying Tiger because they were kind of green colors. It was pretty. And this was a cool rubber stamp too. I had never seen one with the acrylic. I thought that was pretty. That was the one that I went to with Lydia. And that's what the stamp looks like. And oh, here's some. This was in the airport that I got this stuff. So I need to take all this stuff out and see what I have. But that's also a very cool envelope. It's so sturdy. And that was the bag they gave us. So we got some postcards. And if you could feel the finish on this, it is so, so pretty. So soft and really, really nice. What's the stamp set with the date stamp? Yeah, that is. Hey, Laura, how are you? That is from the Flying Tiger in one of these in another country, and I'll never be able to find it again. Yeah, I liked it too. So more receipts and just baggage claim, and I don't know what that says. Oh, that was my total. And this was just some washi tape. I like this because it was so thick. The pen clips. So this is the washi. That was pretty. So, oh, and this. Aren't they cute? Little wooden shoes. So I want to put that on my, it's kind of jarring, but I might do it anyway. Oh, and this is from the church in Koblenz, or no, in Cologne. It was unbelievable, the church. These towers are the highest anywhere of any church. It is so high, you get dizzy looking at it. Anyway, you can see I have a pile of stuff here, and I also have photos. So I've got to figure out how I'm going to do that. And Laura, this is the rest of that set that had the date and then the room to put, or the day and the place to put the date. Also, a nice little list here. I thought this was really cute. And then if you want to make a clock for what time it was, or if you want to put each day, you could just put like, 19, 20, whatever in the box. So you could just stamp that and just do the one for that day. There's a little tag and like a little label. So I really like this set. And it came from, this came from Hema. That store was amazing. It was like a Dollar Tree and a Target and a, I don't know what, all together. Really fun. I spent an hour in there. So that's what I'm working with, guys. So I will continue this and try to organize it on Thursday so that I can do some pockets, and I just have things, I'm still trying to like unpack and do laundry, and it's not going so well. But anyway, I will be back on Thursday. We will organize this stuff and get working in it, okay? Did I try on any wooden shoes? No, I did not. I think I am going to need another book, Brenda. Yes, that cathedral is just, I can't even describe it. There was did I pass out? Yes, I passed out Tiny Hands. And it's sweeping the world. I don't know about sweeping the world, but they were very popular. I took pictures, a lot of pictures with the Tiny Hands. And I did give some away to the people that I was traveling with. Yes. Did I get any Delft pottery? No, I didn't, because what happened was we had to buy clothes. And so that took up extra room once we got our stuff. So we didn't really have room to get more things that we wanted, but it just made us want to go back with like empty suitcases, But it was really more about the scenery and the hanging out with our friends. Well, only a couple friends to start with, but they wound up that we had more friends. So that was nice. So that was the really fun part for me. So, and seeing the country. I mean, it is just so clean and so pretty. Their flowers are just unbelievable. Everything is so like healthy, and the food was delicious, and it was just fun. So anyway, guys, I'm back. So I hope that you'll come back on Thursday and keep posting in the group, and I'm gonna try and get over there tonight and just go through, because I know I missed a whole lot of stuff. But thank you for posting what you're making. I could have shipped stuff home, but we didn't really have time. We had to we got off the boat at 8, and then we went right to the airport. So I guess we could have done it in Cologne, but I don't know. We just weren't thinking about it. But yeah, I am kind of wishing I had done that, but oh well. It's good. We spent way too much money. Anyway, and this is a little teeny tiny cologne that we got in Cologne. It's really pretty. It kind of smells like grandma, but it smells good. Thank you. All right. Thanks, guys. We'll see you Thursday. Okay? Take it easy. Thanks. Bye.